Hey everybody, U2 Lamb and RVers. Just wanted to post another video today because I had pretty much a revelation. I'm not living in my RV yet, so I really can't give any kind of counsel and advice to people moving into their RV. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shift the focus of my channel a little bit to really be a little bit more focused on the new RVer, somebody who's just starting out, who's gotten themselves, excited by watching some of the YouTube videos, and really wants to make a step forward in the RV world. So, from that perspective, I'm going to go ahead and maybe shift my channel just a tiny bit, because once I move in the RV, then I can go ahead and do some videos on RV life in terms of living in the RV full time. But for right now, I think all the preparatory work, I've learned an awful lot, and hopefully that wisdom will, work towards helping other people who are just starting out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put up some videos on I guess for some guidance, to help people have some guidance on where to start. So for tonight's video, I think my big focus is going to be on learning everything you can learn. So I think for me, one of the big challenges in getting into the RV life was really the idea that this is very exciting. There's lots you can do. People, on YouTube give you a lot of insight into, just get out there and do it. And I really still believe that. I really don't think that that's changed for me at all. I think what's changed for me is maybe a little less emotion and a little bit more objective in terms of how I feel about the whole thing. I'm still very excited about getting into my RV, and I'm going to be local. So I'm going to be local for a little while. So from that perspective, I think that your prep and getting yourselves ready by learning everything you can learn is the big ticket. When it comes down to actually buying your RV, take your time. Don't rush into anything. Don't feel pressure from a dealer. Don't feel pressure from an owner. Let me go back to the first couple of days when my dad and I were out looking at RVs, and I was just consumed with the emotion of it. I was thrilled. I was excited. I really wanted to do this. And so I remember going up north a little bit, probably about 50 or 60 miles from where I live, to look at an RV. It was a 1995 Pace Aero. And I really was caught up at the time. I was caught up in all of the emotion of getting into an RV and start my RV life, and going to start a YouTube channel, and I'm going to make money off of YouTube, and that's how I'm going to live, and blah, 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 blah. And it was all fantasy. The reality of it is that I've had my YouTube channel up now for, I guess, a little over a month, and it's monetized. I think I've got like 12 or 13 videos up, and I've got 23 subscribers, which is wonderful. But at the end of the day, you're not going to make enough money to live off of YouTube. Not immediately. Maybe when you get into some big subscribers where you're getting a lot of views and a lot of clicks, and you have some affiliate business, maybe you can. The best thing, I think, though, is really focusing in on what you do well. And we'll get into how to earn a living and all that maybe later on. But so back to my story. I get up there and I'm looking at this Pace Aero. It's a disaster. But I was so consumed with the emotion of getting myself involved with RV life that, at the end of the day, it was like, I want to buy this thing. I really like it. And fortunately, my dad was really my voice of reason. And he said, yeah, but of course, he was caught up in the emotion of it as well. He was thinking, this would be awesome. This is going to be cool. But anyway, at the end of the day, the air conditioner didn't work in it. The place was full of bugs and things. You could tell it had been bombed. I took it out for a test drive, and it ran fine, but the hydraulic lifts didn't work. The brakes were rough. The tires were old. All of the components within the coach itself were old, and they were going to all need a lot of maintenance. You don't think about how much all this stuff costs. So anyway, make a long story short, I ended up not buying that RV. But then over the next 2 months, 3 months, I must have taken a look at 15, 16, 20 different RVs, Class C's, Class A's. I mainly stayed focused on the Class C's. And then I thought, well, I can trade in my Cruze because I got a Chevy Cruze. I can trade that in and get a Dodge Ram, or I can get a Ford F-250, or I can get a Silverado 2500, whatever. And I can get a tow behind. I thought I can do a tow behind. That'll be okay. What I needed to do at that point was really just consider the finances on it all, because I mean, this stuff is expensive. These aren't inexpensive items. So I guess month 3, I finally found an RV that I really liked, and I was a little bit more experienced at that point. I didn't have the emotion of wanting to buy an RV right now. I could wait. It was not a big deal to wait. But I found this 2003 Sightseer, and I really fell in love with it. And the bones of the Sightseer were very good. The Winnebago's got a good name, and the coach itself had been, I think, pretty well taken care of. But even still, I mean, I bought the coach, and got it home, took it in for its first inspection, and everything checked out well, but I ended up replacing the oil condenser compressor, or oil compressor condenser. Then after that was done, I ended up replacing the fuel pump. So, the coach has been in the shop now for about 3 weeks. So lesson learned for me, and lesson learned hopefully for my subscribers and people who view this video, is go into this with a level head. Don't let emotions rule you and dictate, what it is that you're doing. And from there, I think, that's the best advice I can give you at this juncture. So subscribe to my channel, and you're going to see some additional videos on, how I went about selecting my RV. And, if you're following my channel, you're seeing my journey, which has been, I think, pretty interesting. So hopefully I'm putting content up that you see as valuable to you. In any event, thanks so much, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and also like my page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/The Paddy Wagon, PADDYWAGON. Thanks. Have a great day.